Hi friends, Right Careers welcomes you to a brand new video for this week. This is Yes Sudarshan, your career coach. This week we are going to see a very special topic, I would say. It's commensurating to the occasion. Today happens to be the Women's Day, right? So first of all, happy Women's Day to all the women around who are watching, who are not watching. Happy Women's Day. So this week we're going to talk about a topic that's going to speak about women career. Right? If you traditionally take India, women used to be homemakers. I'm talking about generation and generation before. Women used to be homemaker, and then slowly when women started working, usually when women work, it used to be either as a teacher or as a nurse. So these were the career that usually women preferred. And then slowly it changed. Women started working across all the walks of career, I should say. And then if you see today, women occupy the topmost chair in an organization. For example, Indra Nooyi, we all know as to how she occupied the successful chief executive officer of PepsiCo Holdings Limited across the globe. You see women today choosing a career like bartendering. Good old days when women never used to enter a bar. That was the society that we lived in. And today, if you see, women work as bartenders. So women are there everywhere. They fly, they become pilots, they drive autos, they do delivery with Swiggy. So you see women cut across all the industry, cut across all the profession, women are there. This week we're going to see about 3 unconventional careers, that I thought personally a women can venture out into. Now these are still unconventional in nature. So therefore I thought I will choose these 3 particular careers so that women can make a successful, entry into this as well. It's not that women are not there in this, in this career that I'm going to talk about. They're already there, but the percentage can certainly improve when it comes to enrollment of women in these careers. The first career that I thought, was women as mechanical engineers. Now, for long, the enrollment in mechanical engineering for women used to be dismally low, somewhere between 5 to 7% across the globe in classes. Women used to be mechanical engineers. Now, that's primarily because there is a perception which was partially true those days. The perception today is, mechanical engineering is physically demanding in nature. It involves a lot of cutting of machines. It involves working with machines, etc. We have seen about a career in mechanical engineering few months back. So it involves working with machines, right? And therefore there was a perception that, it was always a very tough and physically demanding career. Now, today, if you ask me, mechanical engineering itself as a discipline has changed a lot. With the advent of introduction of computers, automation, computer-aided designs and machines, the labor intensiveness has come down, which means labor-intensive practices in mechanical engineering has been replaced by computer-driven practices. That has resulted in many women today choosing mechanical engineering. For example, companies like HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, or Daimler Chrysler, Mercedes-Benz, they recruit women mechanical engineers in their organizations. And today, if you look at a very small statistics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is one of the world's best when it comes to engineering programs, MIT in USA, the class size of mechanical engineering is almost at par with men. It's close to 50% of class strength. So for all the women who are watching, if you have passion towards working with machines, working in large machinery components companies, don't hesitate to choose mechanical engineering, because the times have changed and it has become more user friendly, more women friendly. Also, it's no more that physical demandingness that's required to be a core mechanical engineering profession. So that's the first career option that I thought. The second career option that perhaps I thought was women in armed forces. So what do you mean by armed forces? It's nothing but combination of Army, Navy and Air Force. Now today, historically in forces, it's dominated by men, right, usually. And that's how it is, because it involves a lot of physical activities, physically demanding activities, etc. But today, things are kind of changing. If you look at the statistics, Indian Army employs around 6,807, women officers. Which the Indian Navy employs roughly about 745 women officers. Indian Air Force today employs 1,875 women officers. If you look at the total number of women who work in armed forces is close to 9,200. The 9,200 women today work in armed forces, and there's a very special act that got passed a few months back, in the parliament to recruit another 1,500 women officers, which means it's going to cross 10,000. That's massive because as early as mid 90s, we never had a single women officer representing army. Yes, here and there were few in Navy or Air Force, but not in Army. But today, if you see, all three forces recruit women. Now, where do they go? If you look at Indian Army, for a woman to get into Indian Army, the minimum criteria that's required is to become a graduate. So once a woman becomes a graduate, she can get trained. If you look at my earlier video on careers in Indian Army, I've already spoken about how a woman can make a career in Indian Army. So definitely she can get trained in OTA Chennai for a year and then pursue a career. There are three different options for a woman in Army, three different career options. One is the UPSC one. The second one is graduate non-UPSC, graduate UPSC, graduate non-UPSC, and graduate technical cadre, which means there are three levels at which a woman can enter army. Now today, if you ask me, a woman can grow up to the level of lieutenant colonel in the army ranks, which is huge in Indian Army for a woman to become a lieutenant colonel. That's how the advancement has been for women. If you look at Indian Air Force, today we have around 110 women Air Force pilots. Women range with pilots, women range in the areas of medical, they work in, officer cadre. So there are different cadres for a women to get into Air Force. Now, if you look at last Republic Day, we saw a plane fighter, the pilot, who made her debut in the Republic Day parade. So that speaks volumes about how women are growing in Air Force. And if you look at Navy, a very small statistics about Navy, it's an interesting stat. 6.5% of entire workforce of Indian Navy is now with women. That's a huge number if you ask me, because not long ago we never had a representation in Navy. Today 6.5% of entire workforce in Navy belongs to women. So women can get into professions like naval architecture, which is very popular in academia, and then in law, logistics, observer, a different cadre they can get in. The icing on the cake with this career, the women in armed forces is Miss Nirmala Sitharaman, a woman by herself, was not long ago the defense minister, right? So women growing up to the rank of defense minister is what we have seen. So this is the second career option definitely a woman can pursue. The third unconventional career option that I thought was women in sports. Now we have seen, we have heard about a few names here and there. When I used to grow up, PT Usha was a legendary name. It's still a legendary name. But here and there you used to get one lady representing India in sports and things like that. But if you see today, you can quote numerous examples of women not only representing but bringing laurels to the country. If you look at Sania Mirza or the likes of Saina Nehwal or PV Sindhu, Karnam Malleshwari, or in cricket, if you look at, there are quite a few, Smriti Mandana, and quite a few Mithali Raj, etc. Lot of women, sports person may bring laurels to the country, and it doesn't end with age. If you look at Mary Kom, she brought laurels to the country after giving birth to a child, which means as a boxer, life doesn't stop when you marry, right? So, the career keeps on prolonging, and it's not about playing alone. If you thought sports is only playing, no. Take some examples like Mayanti Langer. I don't know whether you heard about her, but I'm sure people who follow sports will know names like Mayanti Langer or Mandira Bedi. So they made huge career in sports presentation. Mayanti Langer became the first Indian woman to present not only Olympics but also the FIFA World Cup. So that means a woman can not only make a career in sports but also make a career in sports presenter. If you look at IPL, many people like Archana and all, they all come and present sports, right? So it's no more men's bastard, I would say, right? So women presenter is definitely a career that you can ponder or think about. So these are the three unconventional careers that I thought was mechanical engineering, armed forces, and sports. Now there are numerous other careers where a woman can, make not only make a representation but can bring laurels and can grow to the level of the topmost in the industry, right? So if you're watching this video and if you still have any doubts for you to get into which career that you want to choose, especially of women, I have a lot of perception, I can't get into this, I can get into this. do write, talk to us. We can help you out in figuring out the right career for you. And do subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is www.youtube.com, for all the videos. In case you like it, give the feedback. So hope you all enjoyed watching this video, and until next week with a new video, thank you once again. Take care and happy Women's Day to all the women. Thank you so much.